2 years, 2 long years since Apple promised that Apple Intelligence, and what did we get? We got a Siri that could barely set a timer, but we did sue them for $250 million, which is great. But this year at WWDC, Apple has finally done it. They have rolled out a new Siri called Siri AI. Most parts are good, but I have concerns. Let's get into it. Here's the setup. Siri AI now runs across Apple's big lineup: the iPhone, the iPad, Apple Watch, Mac, Vision Pro. Now it can dig through your messages, photos, and take actions within apps. Solid. But run through that device list one more time and you realize that there is no mention of the HomePod, the Apple TV. Interesting. Because Smart Siri on an Apple TV would have been an easy slam dunk. Picture it, you are 3 episodes into a show that you are watching, you wander out for 6 months, you come back, you don't really remember the title, but you can vaguely describe it to Siri and Siri will find it instantly, searching across all your streaming platforms. That is actually pretty useful, but they didn't mention anything like that on stage, so I don't know whether it's coming onto Apple TV. There is rumors that they are releasing a new Apple TV in the fall. Hopefully it has that feature in, because that would be super useful. You can also ask it to make recommendation on a movie that you are watching, find similar movies. That would be so useful. Hopefully they have it on the new Apple TV. And then there is the HomePod, which got 0 mentions on stage. Look, the HomePod is a great speaker, but the Siri on there actually cannot understand English. But with a new Siri, it should be able to understand whatever I'm saying, and I should be able to hum 4 notes and it will pick up the song and play it. Apple didn't mention any of this on stage. I don't know whether the new Siri is coming onto the HomePods or whatever. Hopefully it does, but there was no mention of that at all on stage. Okay, enough of me telling Apple engineers what to do. Let's talk about what they actually built. Now, the new Siri is supposed to be conversational, so I can ask it something and follow up with another thing and keep the conversation going like you would talk to a friend, right? But then during their demos, I caught something. I realized that the presenter was constantly retriggering the Siri anytime he wants to follow up. Look, I want to be able to say that, hey, look around for the best ramen in town, and once it's done, I should be able to say, send it to Obed, right? Without retriggering Siri every time. That breaks the flow for me. I don't know yet whether that is supposed to be the way it's supposed to go, but then I would have to get the beta to test it out. So be sure to subscribe because we'll be testing that out. There is also a dedicated Siri app, so if the conversation is getting long, you can continue within the app and it saves everything nicely and syncs it across your different devices. So you can start on your Mac and continue on your phone, which is really cool. Speaking of the Mac, the new Siri is built into Spotlight, so you can describe whatever thing you want to ask it and it will tag it as Ask Siri. When you do, it will open up a new window where it answers all your questions. You can pull documents on your computer into the chat, which is pretty cool, and continue the chat like that. I don't know how much of this is on device and how much of it is not, but then if everything is on device, that is pretty cool, because now you can decide not to subscribe to these LLMs and have a free AI sitting right on your machine. I think it's really useful, especially in situations where you are in an environment, you don't have internet, and you need these services. Pretty awesome. Also, the new Siri can understand your typos.
Now check this out, Siri can also deal with my misspelling.
Yay, Apple, it's 2026. Come on, man. And now on the Vision Pro, Siri is this ball that sits in space. You just look at it to activate it and start talking, which is really an Apple thing to do, right? It's kind of sick. I like it. Then there is Visual Intelligence, which got a little tweak. So it's practically circle to search, but then this one you select, you ask Siri to tell you more, it does. Or maybe if you see a poster that has a bunch of events, you can select it and Siri will work in the background to ask you if you want to add all the dates to your calendar, which I think is useful. While we're on the subject of Siri hearing you, dictation got real upgrade. And we can all admit dictation sucked on the iPhone. You will say one thing, it will write another thing, you give it up altogether and write it yourself, right? But now they are using AI to actually write exactly what you said while proofreading and correcting certain errors that you made. If this sounds familiar, it is, because recently at Google I/O they just shipped something similar called Rambler that actually removes your ends and the things that you correct within your sentences as you are speaking. It does exactly that same idea. Not surprising that Google is behind all this powerful Apple intelligence stuff. Here is a cluster of features that all share the same theme. So Apple is taking the nerdy power user stuff and making it dead simple. So in Safari, you can describe the extensions that you want to build and Siri will build it for you. The same thing applies to automations as well. Automation has been very, very powerful too, but then it's complex, so not a lot of people do use it. But with a new Siri, you can just describe something that you want to work on and it will build it for you. It will automate it for you. Google just announced a similar thing in Google I/O. You see the similarities? You see what I was talking about earlier on? No wonder Google is behind all of this powerful Apple AI stuff. But yes, automation is really cool. Now my grandma can actually create something she has been meaning to create for a long time. And there is a password feature which I really love, because now when you go to your password, Apple will let you know all the password that have been compromised and the sites associated with them. The thing is that usually the list is very tall, so going to these sites one by one and changing them can be a lot of work. Now Apple wants to take charge. Apple wants to do that for you. You can just hit a button, fix now, and it will fix everything. It will do the work in the background. Extremely convenient. But the issue is that now you don't remember your password. You don't know it, right? So if you want to access those applications or those sites on a different machine that is not your Mac or your Apple product, you can't. You are locked into the Apple ecosystem. That is a way of them getting you. I don't know. It's such a cool idea, but at the same time, I don't know. You see, one of the best features Apple has ever built is the verification code auto-identification. You see, when you sign up to a new site and they send you verification code, they automatically add it to your clipboard so you don't have to go to your message and retrieve that. Now, they've built something similar for calls. So in case you're calling a business, you're calling Delta in regards to your flight, Siri AI will work in the background to pull all the relevant information on screen so that you don't have to dig for those information, which is super convenient and useful. It might be part of my top features that Apple have ever made if it works effortlessly. Haven't tested it yet, but the verification code, tested, trusted, good. In terms of image generation, Apple finally joined a slot party, which I wasn't expecting them to, but they came in big and loud. 4K, full resolution out there. Apple. We don't want no more slots. People are tired of it already, right? No more slots. But the thing that I'm very excited about is the cleanup. Apple introduced cleanup a while ago and this thing don't really work. It introduces things that make the picture awful. But then with the new cleanup, it looks like it's working. Siri kind of gets it now. It works. You can clean up very well. Also, it has reframe where you can reframe your shot if you didn't reframe it well. I don't know. I feel like using these things, it just spoils the whole moment. Like, you capture that scene, that specific moment because you wanted to capture that scene, that specific moment. Unless maybe conditions are not right. But I don't see myself using that very often. And also they have extend where you can extend your background a little bit. If you want more space around you, you can do that. Again, maybe you want to fit more people into your photo. One person was cut off. I see that being useful. But then again, that person will be completely generated by AI, which I don't think you want that. Which brings me to the asterisks hanging over the entire keynote. The most powerful version of Siri is coming to the latest iPhones, the iPhone 17 Pro and the iPhone Air. right? So the phones that were promised with this Apple intelligence stuff, the iPhone 15, the iPhone 16, are not even included. You are getting the watered down version of Siri, which is really a pain. It sucks, right? It sucks for you to buy a phone based on a promise that Apple made, and now the product is finally here and you are not even getting the powerful version. We need to see you, Apple, again. What do you think? Alright, so I'm going to install the beta version of the iOS 27 on my phone right now and start testing. Let me know in the comment section which feature you want me to stress test the most. And also, I want to hear your thoughts on Apple leaving out the 15 and the 16 from their most powerful Siri. They blame the RAM, it's being less than 12 gigs. So let me know what you think. Thank you for watching. Catch you on the next one.